Good morning, guys, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by none other than Because Bitcoin. A reminder that there is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about these markets. But happy Tuesday, guys. I'm looking outside my window and it is pouring down snow. We've got some of the team flying into Denver today, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how a few team members react to that. It should be it should be pretty fun, but I'm looking forward to seeing everybody later this week. And obviously getting together with the team. And let's talk about the markets. Let's talk about the show. It is Tuesday, guys. Like I said, we've got Monday out of the way. We've got a huge Bitcoin pump to start the week. I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined, of course, as always, by Max, Jackus, and Dr. Will's Outlook. Welcome, guys. Real quickly, before we start cooking, before we start sharing that big juicy alpha, we always appreciate when you guys smash that like button before we get started. I'm sure we'll bug you again, but as I'm sure you guys know, if you're a regular listener, and even if you're not a regular listener, it means a lot to us when you hit that like button. And the algorithms are really starting to take a liking to us over at YouTube. Our growth is beginning to almost hit parabolic levels, so it's pretty cool to see that so many of you guys are appreciating what we do. But yeah, let's talk about the elephant in the room, guys. Bitcoin. What a Chad. What a Chad. Just a casual little 5 to 10% move on Bitcoin to start the week. Moving in a way where dominance really ruled the day. I think that was probably the most surprising aspect of the rally for me, because we'd begun to see what I thought was a much larger rotation into Ethereum. What the market had probably thought was a much larger rotation into Ethereum. And truthfully, it's probably just a delayed rotation into alts. But we did see another leg up, not just on Bitcoin USD, but also Bitcoin dominance, which, as we've talked about before, the higher that goes, the bigger the stage is set eventually for that rotation into altcoins. But for now, it's still King Bitcoin stealing the show. It's still running this market. It's still dictating, the moves and correlations of a lot of these altcoins, which have now, a lot of them have kind of now recorrelated to Bitcoin here, as it's siphoning liquidity out of the market over the last 24 hours in the wake of this move. But I do think it's a very interesting dynamic. I definitely want to talk about with you guys, kind of this relationship between Bitcoin and alts, and the unexpected, perhaps, move on Bitcoin dominance that we got yesterday as part of that context. But equities, I don't think there's anything too much to dissect yet for this week. I'm kind of expecting a few months of chop at this point. Equities probably had like their local blow off moment with Nvidia's earnings, which is essentially the new FOMC for equities, right? Nvidia earnings are the event that everybody gets up to go trade. You've got loaded order books. And I think after a volatility event like that, where you had Nvidia literally go up 17% one day, you probably see the stock market kind of just like go sideways for a little bit and cool it, right? I mean, that was a pretty gnarly move. But I will say, I think that, just like when Bitcoin goes sideways, I think that's going to open the door for potentially new assets to begin running. And we'll talk about some of those today as well. But welcome, guys. Happy Tuesday. Excited to see, well, I guess it's just Max coming later this week. I'm excited to see you later this week, Max, but I wish the other two were also going to be in town. Regardless, guys, it's great to talk markets with you guys this morning. How are we doing?
Yeah, we're doing well, man. We're doing real well. We're having fun. We're having fun for sure. I just continue to remind myself every single day, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. I recognize, my own tendencies to want to really like dive into the nitty gritty granulars. And I think that can be good when you're prospecting entries in a bull market. But we are now entering that phase of the cycle where the toughest thing is to just honor your good entries and let them play out. And also just don't focus on the number. A lot of people, excuse me, a lot of people get psyched out by, the unrealized P&L, and they like to play this game of, all right, if Bitcoin goes here, or if ETH goes here, or if this goes here, then this is how many dollars I'll have. Don't start doing that, guys. I mean, the best thing to do is if you're positioned, like don't you can't view it like money right now. You cannot start playing that game and bargaining with yourself, you know. And by the way, we were talking about this in our Discord as well. So a lot of the guys they caught, Pepe, obviously you guys watch this show every single day. As a community and as a channel, we've been pretty focused on the frog, man. We've been having a great time. A lot of guys they caught this move and Pepe's up 60% in, a day and a half. They're like, "Oh, I feel underexposed. I should have bought more, I don't know. I feel like I could have been more aggressive." I say, "Look, it only feels so clear and obvious now in hindsight. When we were sitting at the range lows, there was no guarantee that Pepe was gonna do what Pepe has done. There's no guarantee at all, guys. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball. Nobody up here does. I think it was a more likely than not outcome, but to say that it was a guarantee is silly. I had conviction. But, just be thankful if you're catching these moves, if the market's appreciating and you're positioned at all, just be thankful, because there's a lot more people that are completely sidelined or in denial or shorting the market and actually losing money. You know what I mean? So just be thankful and stay humble and stay focused and look to help people. Um, you don't take it to Twitter and start trolling people that have a different bias than you and stuff like that. Help them. You know, people that are strong people help lift others up. They don't bring them down. So um, I'm just thankful to be on the right side of these moves, and I know that the rest of the panel up here as well, and I know you guys in the comments that tune in every single day. You're grateful. And never main character yourself, just look to help educate and teach and have some fun and enjoy this because you've worked hard and you've earned it. And this chart we talked about yesterday, but until presented with other information, I'm going to continue to assume that it plays. And picture is worth 1,000 words, so do I really need to even say it? I will.
You know what the best part is, Max? It's when you work with a team, it helps you kind of stay grounded and it helps you challenge yourself every day. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of people don't understand that kind of connection because when you work alone, who's there to challenge you other than yourself? And so a lot of these traders end up getting complacent and just sticking to their biases versus like getting other people's opinions, getting other people's ideas, and being able to work with those and utilize those in a way that kind of works with their own thesis, and sometimes works against their thesis, and it can give them a much better outlook on the market. And there's
Yeah.
just such a lack of traders willing to work with other traders or traders willing to acknowledge other traders that are doing well, and they're consistently always overlooking them, while trying to make their own shots that, for a lot of these bigger accounts have been wrong. They've been wrong since the
Yeah.
beginning of 2023, and in a lot of cases, I can't even name like half of the accounts. I mean, I saw people capitulate at 50. What was it? No, it wasn't even 50. It was 48K.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
were capitulating, saying it was a top. We're 10K higher, guys. Like, I can't, and I know people are like, dude, I've had so many big accounts that were following me that were super bearish, and they unfollowed me because I continue to banter them. But I'm bantering them to help them, to make them better. I'm not bantering them to make fun of them or beat them down. Like, I want them to see what is actually going on. I'm trying to open their eyes.
I can picture that conversation right now.
I think Will hit the nail on the head there because the way we at BB challenge each other and help each other is just exactly the very natural free market competition wise way to just raise the bar every day higher. And this is why it's so good for people that join the BB. Like this is like a confirmation that the quality will always be there because we cannot get complacent. We simply cannot.
Yeah, I mean the the biggest alpha is just surrounding yourself with other guys, that are usually on the right side of the market and have a little bit difference of opinion, and maybe they watch different tickers. But getting into the technicals a little bit, guys. Here, I'll just remove this for now. Bitcoin monthly RSI over 70. Look at the past 3 times it's happened. We've basically had a minimum of 330 days to a new global top. And at the longest, 365 days, roughly a year. So, here we are. I think we probably have at least another year. If I remove these drawings, and here, I'll save them for now. Let's see here. Save that.
I would add to that, Max, that what you say is that people all sometimes may think that it's up only, and that's not what we are saying, guys. Although it is kind of up only, but up only doesn't mean that there are no drops in between, right? Just like you see in the past cycles, there were minus 20 drops, but generally the higher time frame is just sending higher. That's what Max is basically saying here.
Yeah, exactly. And I know that people don't like to talk about the old pi cycle because it's just such a killer indicator and it just puts everybody's TA to shame. But again, more confluence here as well. We go back and we look at the Bitcoin halvings, and then when the monthly Bitcoin RSI is crossed over that 70 mark, we're kind of in between like the red and the green band here. And typically you get a crazy markup, into a pi cycle top, or even I guess a double top in this one. Now let's look at this case, right? Look what happened. Bitcoin monthly RSI goes over 70. Look at where we're at, somewhere right in here. Pi cycle top, a few hundred days later. Again, same thing. Last cycle, Bitcoin monthly RSI over 70. We're in between the green and the red. We go crazy. The real madness begins when you get above the green one. That just goes crazy. So look at where we're at right now. I don't really see how this time would be different. We can certainly have structured pullbacks and stuff, but I'm basically expecting us to flip the green and then move up, and then maybe we'll correct or something. But we'll have pullbacks along the way. But again, it's just shaping up more or less like every other cycle so far. We're just a little bit ahead. We're a few months ahead, so it's interesting.
Max, do you know what the PE cycle top is? What does it consist of?
Yeah.
Do you know how is it calculated?
The red line is it's basically 117-day simple moving average. And then the top one is like a 350-day, but it's like extended backwards moving average. So it's basically just think of it like a 100 candle simple moving average and like a 350 roughly. It's not perfect, but those are the closest EMAs and MAs I could find to it.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's basically just an oscillator. It's like when these two moving averages cross, we typically are overheated, and people use like the 12 and the 24 on, lower time frames and stuff like that. So it's just the same thing on a really high time frame.
I love the 115 moving average because that sounds so picky.
117.
117. Wow.
117. Here, look, I'll throw it on there to show you.
Imagine if it were 116, this wouldn't work, guys. But 117, that's the
Literally.
secret number.
Watch this. Ready? 117. Change this to day.
Is it on the day or on the week?
So the chart's on the week, but I put the moving average on day. So it's blue. So see how it's really close. Like I can't get it to fit perfectly, but the pi cycle top indicator is the red one, and the 117-day is like really close. And if you look at the pi cycle top, you can see that it's kind of like your real bull market support band, your 117-day simple moving average. And when we lose it, flips to a bear market. You can see the significance these interactions have had with price. Look at even recently, right? Look how many rejections we had off of this last bear market. And then we flipped it in the bull. Then we just retested it here, at 38.5. So it's significant, it's certainly significant. And, I guess hopefully we don't pull back to it soon because it's at 43K. But, I feel like what I see in a lot of cycles, with this is that you get a really solid, retest of it before things go crazy. And I'm hoping that this is where we're at right now. But I mean, this cycle, this cycle back in, say right around here. I mean, we spent a lot of time coming back and retesting it, a lot of time. So, we'll see. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but hopefully we continue upwards for now.
Definitely wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, it's looking good, bruv.
Yeah,
it is looking good.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you guys think about the relationship between Bitcoin and ETH this week? Specifically, the fact that Bitcoin led for another leg, or do you think they're just kind of taking turns on the bid?
Yeah, in my opinion, they are taking turns. I think this is insanely bullish for Ether because it's just going up so much and without the spotlights at all. So this is very good for future price appreciation because, in the past cycle when it bumped to like 1K, it was, and it's around the same area, just so that people understand, kind of, right? So when it did, it was all over the place. And BTC at the time was already trading, at way above all-time highs. And the fact that it's and I was saying that today on Twitter, that the fact that it's trading at 3.3K is just and no one's caring, and we have the ETF around the corner. And the fact that no one's caring, everyone's coping, and no one's positioned is just insanely bullish for it. So the longer, it's the same as this BTC, as I was saying with BTC, the longer we spend down there, at 25K, 32K, 20K, whatever that was, the longer we spend there, the higher and more violent this bull market will be. So I understand the pain at the time is terrible, but for the future price appreciation, it's better. And the same, in my opinion, goes for ETH. So the longer this catch-up play, which is inevitable, in my opinion, is taking, the better the catch-up will be, and the more alts will appreciate after. So, yeah.
I would say this too, just to kind of add context. If you go on the decade chart for Bitcoin, no, I'm just checking the monthly.
Oh my God.
If you go on the monthly for Bitcoin, look at the run up from 2020 to 2021 and look at the run up right now. Like, people are absolutely fucking blind. They're just like, I hate that. Sorry, I'm cussing Max, but like, it just infuriates me that people just can't zoom out and look at, what occurred in 2021 and what occurred right now. Like, your halving move has already occurred. Like, you're not coming back in a lot of these cases to visit any of these imbalances or inefficiencies. They're not getting filled. It's up only from here.
Yeah, I mean, I would largely agree with you. There's always going to be, leverage shakeouts and stuff, but the scale in which we use to evaluate these shakeouts, it's going to change a lot, man. Like, what was previously the past 2 years considered overheated in derivatives markets and funding, is not so overheated anymore when we're in a bull market. So if we're talking about like the timing of ETH versus ETH versus Bitcoin, in this rotation, here's Bitcoin on the bottom of both charts. So here's ETH right now, in 2024, 2025. Here was ETH last cycle. You can see here that when ETH really started to go crazy, like moonshot, was actually after Bitcoin made an all-time high. So let me mark this out. I'll change the color. We'll make it red.
We're basically there, though. We're basically
we are. That's what I'm saying, is that it's about to happen. Yeah. So if you look right here on the chart, guys, you can see Bitcoin makes an all-time high. It blasts through the 2017 all-time high, and then ETH just went nuts as Bitcoin, it still had 100% at this point plus, but that's when ETH really went crazy. So now if we look at where we're at right now, okay, Bitcoin is, I mean, we're right there. We're like one or two decent sessions away from an all-time high test. Okay. So what do we expect? I mean, I'm fully expecting the next like 3 months to be ETH season, just like it was right here. Same exact thing. We'll get close to its all-time high, and then it's going to go crazy. Same thing.
This is altcoin season, Max. The problem I have with people with a bearish thesis, right? I'll give you the context. It's and people can argue this all they want. It's just a fact. When a market ends, your bubble pop pattern is on your highest risk end of the curve. Shit coins, altcoins, all that stuff. We have not seen that at all in crypto. And so people trying to call a high time frame top here and saying we're going back to 30K or, need to be in a mental hospital, 10K, stuff like that. Like in those scenarios, they're just absolutely wrong. They're absolutely wrong. And I talk about this all the time is like, you are going to see risk rotation from lowest risk to highest risk. That means absolute, bottom of the barrel, freaking your dog pooped in my yard, I put it in the neighbor's dumpster type of plays. Okay. And people are just, they're not understanding it. They're not getting it. It's not hard to understand. You're going to see people come in and speculate the dumbest stuff you've ever seen in your life.
And his name is Will.
That's why I do it. I know people are dumb. I know they're dumb. So I snake in the grass and I wait for the dumb people to come in.
So if we look at just a real quick, I just wanted to show what happened here, like percentage wise. So after Bitcoin made an all-time high, ETH went up 663%. And Bitcoin went up another 260%. So again, the best time to rotate into alts is actually once Bitcoin makes a new all-time high, which we are, of course, very close to. But sorry, Jack, as you were saying something.
I was just going to say that Champ is saying that Ben Cowan is calling for ETH to crash 50%. I don't know if that's the truth, but...
Who?
That's what Champ is... Champ is saying in the comments that Ben Cowan is calling for ETH to crash 50%.
Why? I want to know why.
I'm not sure I see that. I'd have to look at his analysis. I don't really understand that.
Champ is saying that in the comments. Maxi is shitting on ETH on Spaces, XRP Army calling for ETHgate and that tech that will fail.
XRP Army.
Of all the people. So Maxi's still saying ETH is useless and will die, and Ben Cowan calling for ETH to crash 50%.
Yeah, I'm not so sure I agree with that, but again, I haven't seen his analysis, so I won't really comment on it. But what I will comment on, guys, is that we do have 200 people watching. We have 140 on YouTube alone, guys. We are going parabolic. We only have 46 likes, guys. That's pretty low. That's actually historically low. So guys, if you are enjoying the content, please consider just taking one brief moment. We're going to pause the show here. I got to ask you politely to help us out. Hit that like button, guys. I know it's a little tedious, but YouTube really rewards our channel when we run the likes up. And I wish it wasn't like that. I promise I wouldn't ask you guys to like the video if it didn't make a difference, but the incentive structure dictates that we need some likes. So yeah, guys, if you could please just take one quick moment, hit that thumbs up, guys. We would be forever appreciative of that. And furthermore, if you're new here, this is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. This is our daily live YouTube show. We are live Monday through Friday at 10:55 a.m. Eastern time. We talk charts, price narratives, generally just have a great time. We're here for free, obviously. So, if you guys can just help us by liking the content. And the Twitter crowd, right? We got 66 people watching on Twitter right now. It's super easy for you guys. You guys have been killing it lately. If you could not only hit the heart button, but also hit the retweet button, guys. Help spread the good word. It really makes a big difference. A retweet is like 5 likes. So, if you guys are really enjoying the content and want to help us out again, we're here for free Monday through Friday. Do us a solid. share the content, help get our content out there. And again, we're growing so quickly because of you guys. So thank you so much. But yeah, guys, please like and subscribe. Let's see what we got to on YouTube. 71. All right. That's not bad for now. I'll let you guys off the hook. But hey, all right. Flip Coins. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. That's very generous of you. $10. Thank you, Flip Coins. That's super nice of you. We greatly appreciate it. Considering we got like a couple 100,000 views on our streams this like past 2 months, maybe. We made like $6 from every single stream total from YouTube. So they don't pay us anything. So thank you for that, man. It's really kind of you. All right, let's see some of the comments here, and then we'll get right back into it. Free lifetime. I can't do free lifetime, but I am running a little promotion. Not everybody's used it yet. You guys want 50% off of your first month just because Pepe went up so much. I was getting a little excited. Ran a little bit of a promotion. I'll drop it here if you guys want to jump on it. If you guys want to check this out, use code Pepe. Use code Pepe at checkout, guys. It's across the bottom of the screen. It's just Pepe the Frog. All right. So if you go to the first link in the description below, you can get 50% off your first month. I think there's only like 2 or 3 left, maybe. I only made it so 7 people could use it. So I haven't even checked to see if it's still available. But yeah, if you want 50% off your first month in our Discord, check out the link in the description below. Use the code Pepe for 50% off your first month. We are celebrating the rise of the frog today. And also we're dropping our new product called BB Terminal, which is basically a Bloomberg terminal. But for crypto guys, we spent a ton of money and time developing this thing. It is absolutely epic. I can't wait for you guys to try it out. That is going to be bundled together with your Discord. Okay. And prices are going to go up in like 60 days, and they're going to go up a lot. So if you want to get in not only for 50% off of your first month, use code Pepe at checkout. Again, it's very limited. There might be like 1 or 2 codes left, but also get BB Terminal for the current price of $149.99 per month. Plus the 50% off here, which is like insane, right? Definitely consider checking it out. And again, this is very limited. I haven't checked to see how many is left. There's probably like 2. I know there were some people that signed up with this code early this morning when I tweeted it out. So yeah, celebrating the rise of the frog, 50% off your first month. Pretty good deal considering where prices are going. But yeah, we'll get back to the show now, guys.
Max?
There was a good comment from Jordi. Maybe you want to address that, Max?
BB guys, are you guys trading or holding at the moment, or both? If both, what percentage of your portfolio is in holding and how much is in trading? I'll tell you personally, I am not trading at all right now. Like I would consider my entries to be relatively premier for where I think we are in this cycle. And I worked really hard to build those positions months ago, and I've been building them almost every single day, accumulating more, kind of trading into them. I'm fully deployed now, and I'm just riding these trades. So I think it's important to recognize when it's pertinent to trade aggressively versus hold, because I don't think, here's the thing about trading. Let's trade in a bear market, right? Let's trade in a ranging environment. I understand that I'm not going to out trade a Bitcoin bull market. Most people won't. Bitcoin's going to expand, to 200K or 250K. I don't think that I can scalp better than I can just hold Bitcoin here. I'm not going to make 500 or 600% trading. I'm a good trader. I'm not that good. I think that most people aren't. So I recognize right now my highest chance of hitting multiples on my portfolio is not trading, but actually just holding, because I think that Bitcoin's entering a major bull market, and I don't think I can out trade it. So. But yeah, what about you guys? Tommy, Jack, as well. Anybody?
I'm doing a little bit of everything. Like,
Yeah.
I'm buying dumpster fires, leverage trading. But that's how, like, but my trading right now is just different. I'm not position trading, which is different, right? So spot trading and leverage trading are 2 different things. I'm leverage trading because I feel like the market is safe enough to leverage trade. I'm not spot trading because I'm not dumb enough to think that the market's not going to continue up. And I think that's a very valuable, position to be taken in this market. let alone I'm looking for new opportunities also while doing this. And I know some people are like, well, if you're fully deployed, how do you get money to get back in? Look, I work just like everybody else does. So I get more money, and I take that money
I
and I
don't
buy
work.
more.
This is what I do. I don't work. This is my work.
Hey, you got $10 today. Okay, that gives you $10 more of crypto.
That's
All right,
right.
that's basically it. So you
That's
got to
right.
think about that. You got to think about that. You got to think
That
about the pros,
$10
not
is
the
going
cons.
right into crypto, man. That's right.
A lot of my spots in more like beta positions, like adjacents to majors, such as like a Jito, or and I've been buying up a lot of meme coins on various chains as well. For majors, I like to trade with leverage, generally speaking. That's usually how I approach the market.
But
Yeah, the way I do it is basically that I hope, because we need to understand what time of the cycle we are in, right? And we need to understand that we are early. Things are hard and I'm very bullish. We understand that there will be setbacks along the way. It's not going to be a straight line up, but it's going to be up from here. And what I'm doing is basically taking partial profits, then rotating those profits and compounding, right, on a good ones. Because again, sometimes you're gonna have an asset, it pumps a lot, but then spends the next 3 months ranging, and then you have another asset. Well, that other asset is ranging for 3 months. It's going to be moving up, catching up. And obviously, I do not know that. Sometimes, I sell too early, which I'm totally okay with. Sometimes I sell the very top, which I'm even better, even more okay with. But generally, just flipping these positions, right? Compounding. And that's what works for me. It raises the mental capital, it ensures you're taking profits, and so forth. And you are still having some cash on the sidelines until obviously you get filled in. So that's the way I do it. But I'm not like trading, an hourly time frame or something like that. Not doing that.
if you're trading an hourly time frame right now, you are going to get wrecked. Like it is going to absolutely wreck you. Like my long positions are for like ridiculously higher positions. So like my leverage position that I told you guys about yesterday, like my targets are stupid high. Like I'm not even like trying to like trade it.
Well, I think a big part of trading with leverage, especially on a more frequent or intermittent basis, is kind of just like timing. You need to understand what part of the trend that you're levering into, right? Like, are you levering into right before Bitcoin's about to gig ascend and funding is normalized, or are you levering into? And I'm not talking about your long will. I'm just talking about in general, right? For like more frequent trading.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you have to be aware of that timing, and especially too, everybody after they see big, like, this is the best piece of leverage trading alpha I can possibly give you, because I've made this mistake multiple times, so that I never make it again. Like, once Bitcoin God candles, if there's going to be crazy amounts of FOMO, and most people, like, you're probably going to feel underexposed if you have anything less than like 100% of your account long. So what people do is, after Bitcoin God candles, they immediately start aping altcoins that are up and green. But what they forget is, like, Bitcoin will pull back 1 or 2%, and then those altcoins will go down 10 or 20%, just super randomly, because the volatility is insane. So I think the main thing is, like, getting positioned in those leverage positions before the volatility gets there is probably the biggest thing. Or if the volatility is already there, being mindful of that in your sizing. Because I look at something like WIF, man, and I mean, I was paying attention to the lower time frame on that over the last 12 to 24 hours, and that's been moving like crazy, like 10 to 15, 20% within 10 to 15 minute candles. So a lot of volatility in some of these altcoin markets. I think it really comes down to not just timing, but also, obviously risk management. But most people aren't very adept at that. So you have to mention.
I would add to that too. Like it's also uh, kind of knowing the directionality of the market, right? So like if you know the market's in a full on uptrend, why would you not play along with that versus like This is the thing that's killed me since like the guys that have been shorting since 25K. They haven't been shorting to make money. They've been shorting to make a point. And their point that they've been trying to drive is A, I'm right and the market's wrong. But there's no such thing as the market being wrong. There's only such a thing as you being wrong. That's it. Like the market's never wrong. You're the only one that can be wrong in a market. A market is made up of a lot of people and a lot of players. You are one person. So if the market's going the opposite direction of the way you think it should go, that's a you problem. That's not a market problem. And again, I try to urge this to people because I don't think that people get the context of experienced traders versus non-experienced traders, because you can tell there are a lot of non-experienced traders that may have done really well in 2021 because it was up only and thought they could navigate the bear market and think they're still in a freaking bear market at all-time high. It's astonishing to me that people think they can predict some kind of weird like bubble pop before we even exceed all-time high after everything out there is full send.
Listen, it's still a bear market. Well, this was just a cartel pump, and we are going to 12K.
Yeah, because some people literally think that though, bro. Like that. Like people literally think that. Like you could present them with all the data you want, man. Like I could show them, all these charts, like the whole, the whole thing, and they'll just still be like, I'm skeptical. I don't believe it, And
Yeah,
I mean, look at this chart, man. Like again, what else can I do to try to paint this picture more clearly? It's I mean, look at what we've done every single time, and people just, I'm more in a trader's mindset, man. I just don't think it's the right time to position on the higher time frame, and I don't know how I can make it more clear, like I make these charts for myself because I'm a visual learner, but I share them publicly because I genuinely, it feels good for me to help teach people, because when I first entered the space, I was presented garbage from, sleazy used car salesmen, and it was hard to learn and sift through the junk. And I'm happy to post this stuff and share it, and if you feel like supporting us and taking it to the next level, then do that. That's great. I don't need the money from this, and neither do you guys. Like, we do it because we love it and we enjoy it. Like, we wake up every day and do this because we love it and we love teaching. We're all educators underneath our passion for trading. And I look at this and I go, how could you not be optimistic, or at least cautiously optimistic, over the next year? Especially given the institutional backdrop that we've been awarded with the spot ETFs, and also looking at, what legacy indexes are doing. I don't know how I can make the charts more clear. I feel like they're pretty clear to me, but people, the Elliott wave says this, on the 4-hour chart. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about,
channel,
man?
Max? The Gaussian channel. The Gaussian channel saying it all. That's what it is.
Yeah, well, guess who doesn't care about the Gaussian channel and the 4-hour FVG and the equal lows, at 51K? Guess who doesn't care about that?
The market.
Everybody that's not a native crypto guy. Nobody even knows what the hell an FVG is unless you've been in crypto and on CT for like 5 years. If I went up to Larry Fink and said, Larry Fink, do you know what an FVG is? He would literally have no clue what an FVG is.
Max,
do you think Michael Saylor knows what the hell an FVG is? Do you think he cares about equal lows? No, he doesn't. So context is key. Those things are going to matter again when you're looking for entries, I suppose, if you want to nitpick it, and they're going to matter in a bear market or a ranging environment. When we're in a aggressively trending market, less than 2 months out from a Bitcoin halving, you got to know who to follow, guys. You got to know who to follow.
Here's the thing, Max. Like, people don't get the context. Bitcoin does not come back below all-time high once it gets above it. Like, you can speculate it can, but it's never happened. So, like, the people sitting here waiting and talking about this pullback that's never going to probably occur, right, until much, much higher, basically they're going to be sitting here sidelined, right? While basically MOG makes the world currency for everybody, right? At the end of the day. So I had
You
to
and
slip it in there.
You and that coin.
Will just had to sneak it in there. He couldn't help himself.
He really did.
It did.
Yeah, I mean,
But
here's the thing. Here's where I do empathize with those guys. Okay, there is a distinct difference than the previous cycles. We are actually a little bit ahead. Again, just a quick reminder here. When Bitcoin monthly RSI gets over 70, I'm going to mark it out on the chart with these blue dots, So I will acknowledge, that it is a little different. Okay, it is happening quicker. So look at when Bitcoin monthly RSI has gotten over 70. It's by these blue dots right here, okay? Every single time, the previous 3 times, it's happened after a Bitcoin halving. You see, you can look at the chart. So this time it's happening before a Bitcoin halving, which is in fact different. The halving is clearly being front run by institutions that don't care about the inefficiencies or the granular technicals. So we are technically a few months ahead of schedule. Does that mean we have a shortened bull market, an expedited bull market? I don't know. But all I know is that when we get above 70 on the monthly RSI and we get above the bear market complacency shoulder, which is, these red, this is this was from a psychological perspective and also technical. This was the bulls, last attempt to try to save it before a bear market. When you get acceptance back above that level, which, look, we did here, we now just have. You don't fade that. You do not fade that. You do not fade it. When you get acceptance
Max,
back into previous all-time high supply, you do not fade that. We're a few months ahead of schedule, guys. Yeah, Jackus, what's up?
so when you said that FVGs don't matter, right? We always, and because we are providing the context for you guys here, so we'll try to do that, right? So again, there are people that are huge believers in FVGs. There are people that are huge non-believers in FVGs. And once again, the truth is somewhere in the middle. And as I always keep on saying, right, FVG, because there is this certain cult we're not gonna name, but they are like praying
Who
to
could it be?
FVGs.
Who could it be? I don't even know who it
Right.
could be.
So FVGs, they do matter. They are a very useful tool, especially on the lower time frames. But these people are usually lower time frame traders. And
Keep
what
going,
they
Jack.
yeah, I heard a background noise.
I know, me too.
So what usually happens on the higher time frames is that you cannot wait for every FVG and every equal low, as you said, Max, to get swept. I mean, you can, but when the structure changes, at some point you need to adapt that it's not coming anymore, right? So at certain time it does make sense, but after a certain while it doesn't. And for example, you now on the higher time frames on BTC and generally the crypto market, you just have a insane demand in the asset exceeding the supply, and that's way more important than any FVG, right? So the FVG does matter locally if you are coming back to it, or so. But at some point, if certain levels are breached, certain market structure is shaped, then it doesn't anymore. Or like the previous one, it's just a tool, not like something to pray to, and that's important to keep in mind.
And by the way, just to touch on that, I use FVGs, guys, like all the time. I posted a chart with an FVG today. It's right here. I literally posted this on Twitter today. So part of what I'm saying is it's to make a point that like you got to know when to like hyper focus on them and when to just kind of ignore them, because context is key with anything, whether it's an FVG, a trend line, a moving average. I use FVGs as part of my strategy for analysis.
I just want to point out that wasn't me that interrupted you there. But I don't know what that was. But I know it's normally me. That's why I wanted to point that out. All right. But
no, it's our fault, Will. It's our fault. You're not covering that up.
Will, the only thing worse than interrupting someone is then lying about it after. I can't believe
you. No, but here's the thing. FEGs, I believe in them wholeheartedly. I think they're a great tool. but you have to understand when they're going to fill and when they're not going to fill. And what I mean not going to fill, I mean not right now, right? Doesn't mean they can't fill later. Doesn't mean they can't fill much, much later, right? Like Bitcoin going up to 70K and then coming all the way back to 15K to fill all the FEGs that it left behind. And this is the issue that people run into. They expect FVGs to be filled as the move is continuing to go parabolic. No, 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 no. Bitcoin can absolutely leave all the FVGs behind and come back and fill them much, 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 much. I can say it over and over again later. Now, here's the thing with that one, Max, and I'll give some context for that one. It's below all-time high, right? And anything below all-time high, I look as consolidation, even though there can be considered FVGs there, right?
Well,
But when
this
you
is my
get,
point in showing this, Will, is that a lot of people, myself included, were
I
ready
was
to
one of those
shove
guys.
down here. I was ready
Yeah.
to shove down there, man.
Yep.
I mean, I was like, all right, if we get there, this is like the last like monthly FEG on the chart.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also confluent with this level right here, which is like our high time frame breakout level. So I'm like, all right, this would clean up. This would effectively clean up the entire bull market full of inefficiencies right here. And look what happened. We never got down to fill that last inefficiency, and we're not going to. Like that's done. So it's like they don't always fill. And then again for like, I mean, look at how about the ones that we did fill, right? Let's take a look at those from the last bull market.
Everything above all-time high.
So look at this one right here. This was a really nice one that filled, and we got a perfect retest of this, midpoint. Look how many months it took for us to come back and hit it. So after we formed it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It took 2 years, 24 months to come back and fill this inefficiency. So you see a lot of people looking at this move right here and they're going like, okay, we got all these inefficiencies. Well, what if we do this, guys? What if this right here, what if this right here is the equivalent of this right here? Okay. And you'll never come back to fill in this one, just like you never came back to fill in this one. So this
Are
might
you
just
sure
be
about that,
done.
Max?
Oh my. Oh
Hagrid
my.
has joined the cult.
Sneaky.
What an
We're
appearance.
Yeah.
So what if we do this though? What if we go on it? We have a full blown, 250K, and then we have a huge bear market, and then we come back to like, 50K, and that's next bear market bottom or something.
I'd be open to a shallower all-time high, but a shorter bear market, and then like hi Tucker. And then like 2027, 2028, I've always thought you have like the super cycle blow off ending.
You got it, Tommy. I had the same thesis, but go ahead and continue.
No, I mean that's basically it.
Yeah, I'm very much in the same boat. I think 50K is plenty fair there, Max. I think that's a good area to be. But 50K could be the 10K again, right? We just have to be careful. And here's the thing too. The reason I did so well this cycle is because I took a different approach. I was like, because a trader knows these things, and I'll tell you what an experienced trader knows. They know that you can get scalped out of your lows. They 100% know that. You come within 10 to 20% of your target, start buying. And that's what I started doing in that zone. Did I feel comfortable doing it? Hell no. It was still in a dropping pattern, right? And I got in around 16. I'm like, this shit can level down to 14. I'll buy again. It levels down to 10. I'll buy again. But that was my strategy down there. And this thing went 16, then 20, then 25. I was like, oh shit. I was like, this thing looks like it's reversing. 25, and then 30, and then 25 again. And everybody was looking for low 20. I was like, nope. I was like, this thing's going right back up. I mean, we were having this discussion live on the show, Max. I was like, this shit's going right back up. I was like, at 25 is the bottom. And I was on our spaces, and I was telling people, I was like, this is where you shove. You have to enter here. I'm like, the market's completely reversed. I'm like, 25K was a reversal pattern, not a distribution pattern. And you, not only that, you had the engulfing at the low there. You had the engulfing. You can see it right there, clear as day. the one engulfing candle that engulfed the entire move there of that drop. I mean, not to mention, if you were to draw a line from that wick low of that 15K max and draw it straight across, you almost hit the body candles on the left of the previous high.
You talking about right here?
Yep.
To the left?
Like that's plenty enough into the low to where you should have started. Not you specifically, but
Yeah, but like
anybody
you're right,
looking
Will.
should have
Like
been started
this, like
dialing in.
perfect retest would have been like another 25% down right here.
Yeah.
Like
And
that
people
would have
should not have
been
been aiming for that. They should
that would have
been
been perfect.
dialing.
So it's like this was, and I didn't shove here, by the way. Like I was holding Bitcoin. But I didn't shove here. You know, I was scared. I was like, fuck, I'll just buy a 10K, you know, if we get there, or 12K or whatever. You know, but it's like it's always very scary when you're down here, you know. In hindsight, it's so obvious, you know, and I've certainly grown a lot since then. But you know, I mean, it was obvious, right? Like now looking back, and I think if I, you know, played it all over again, I probably would have. But you were right to do that, Will. Like this is when you get on the higher time frame, so close to where like the perfect buy is, just front run it, man. Like literally just front run yourself.
Yeah, but that takes time and understanding, and I'm not everybody in this market has that. There's a lot of guys that are really good traders, but they're like 2021. They haven't had the time to be seasoned in these markets. I wouldn't even say in crypto. I'd just say in general. I'm used to seeing it in stocks. I'm used to getting front running stocks all day. It pisses me off. So like I just literally scalp higher. I don't care.
Yeah. And
Listen,
yeah, sorry, go ahead, Jackus.
I just wanted to say that these alts are so fucking getting explode. they're
the
exploding
sploosh.
so much.
Yeah.
Sploosh.
Just give it a few.
No, they
few
really
weeks, few
are,
months,
and
whatever.
I mean, look, this is when the real fun begins, guys. So we go back to Bitcoin on the higher time frame. Like, let's look at Bitcoin dominance. If we're a few months ahead of schedule, right? Like looking at the let's just look at like the previous two. All right. So here's the Bitcoin halvings. You know, if we're a couple months ahead of schedule, that would imply that we're probably like right around here for last cycle. You know, Bitcoin dominance maybe has one more push up. I don't know. But when Bitcoin dominance decides to drop, this is when altcoins go crazy. It's like right after the Bitcoin halving, when Bitcoin makes a new all-time high. It's going to be stupid, guys. Like it's going to be absolutely insane, man. And you're seeing the writing on the wall right now with, you know, with things like Pepe, which, by the way, we've been playing, we've been killing it. I mean, Pepe's up like 70% in like a day and a half, guys. Look at Doge, man. Doge is starting to make that rotation we've been talking about. Let's pull up Doge. Let's get the old Bonkinator off the screen.
I mean,
The
we've
old-
had some dumpster fires last night that are, you know, up already 25%. Just saying.
Yeah. There is not a better garbage man than Dr. Will's Outlook. He knows all the scraps, man. But seriously, that's like a huge compliment. Like he knows where to look.
The garbage.
Most
man.
people should stay away from that shit, man. They just can't handle it. You know, they don't have the experience. But
Hey, I
look
give
what
them
happens.
everything though in the Discord.
I've said publicly many times that Doge is probably the easiest 13x in crypto. Whenever Bitcoin makes a new all-time high or starts to pressure it, Doge just goes crazy right after. So, you know, Doge just casually up 10% today. The rotation is starting right now, guys. You know, here we are. Same thing every single time. What are we talking about here? Guys, I do have to ask for another favor. We're still shy of 100 likes. We have 166 people watching on YouTube right now. Guys, it's our biggest audience ever. Thank you so much for the support. Truly, it's heartwarming. It's encouraging. And we're so appreciative of how much we've grown this show and, you know, the support that you guys give us on a daily basis. So we got 166 people watching on YouTube. We could flip 100, no problem, guys. Please just take one quick moment, hit that thumbs up button for us, guys. We're here for free every single day. You know, we're working our butts off to deliver content and help be a guiding light for you as we enter this next phase of the market. So please do us a solid in return and just help us get the content out to more people. That's all that we ask. And you know, YouTube does the rest for us. They highly incentivize people or channels to encourage liking. So yeah, please consider liking it. Let's run these likes up. And the Twitter crowd, you guys have been killing it as well lately, because you guys have a new function, the retweet function. So if you guys could please just take one quick moment, not only hit the heart button, but also hit the retweet button, guys. A retweet is like 5 likes. It really helps the algo, helps push the content. And again, thank you guys so much for being here. Seriously, the support is overwhelming, and you're making our dreams come true, guys. We dreamed of growing this show, and here we are. I remember when we first started the show, maybe like half a year ago, we'd have maybe like 10 people watching on any given day, and then it was 30.
Maybe 10.
And then maybe 10, no one cared. And now, the secret's out. People are starting to learn. And again, thanks so much for being here. It's heartwarming that you guys appreciate what we do and the hard work that we put in. You don't see a lot of it behind the scenes, but we work really, really hard. So thank you guys. Thank you. Just please like and subscribe if you're new here. But yeah, guys, looking at Doge, I mean, we're seeing a clear rotation into risk. The dog is up almost 10% today. And if you look at the chart on the bottom here, I mean, you can see what happens when Bitcoin makes or pushes against all-time high. You start to see Doge lead off of the accumulation, start to rotate. And, call it a coincidence, call it whatever you want. But from cycle 1, from high to high, 1,200 and whatever days. Cycle 2, high to high, 1,216 days. I'm on the 3-day, so it gets a little skewed. It's actually identical day for day. It's 1,217. That would put Doge at a new global top out in September. So we'll see. But yeah, Doge is going to fucking rip, guys, as soon as Bitcoin cracks all-time high. And that rotation's being front run. So me and Tucker and Tommy hit a little rotation last night before the pump, which feels nice.
We did indeed.
And then when I say little, I don't mean so little, man.
Nah.
Go check the Coinbase order books. You might be able to see it late last night. You might be wondering if I limit ordered, and I did not. It was a giant market order. Late last night. Go see if you can find us.
I only trust men who market order.
I don't have time for limit orders, man.
Bro, if you're not market ordering, what are you doing? What are you doing?
This is crypto, man. If you're not hitting market orders, then
what are you
what
doing?
are you doing?
Yeah.
Did we have some super chats, guys? I think we had.
Yeah, we had one about
from Remy. Will, I know you love charts like this, so let me know what you think. RSTK.
Oh, good old RSTK, man.
Does it look like garbage?
We hit a 10 banger on that off the listing. Oh my god, it nuked.
Did it die?
This is why you take profit, fellas. RSTK. Where's the...
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
We took that thing from the Pico bottom, 0.33 up to mid 2s.
Yeah, but that looks juicy. What's that RSI looking like?
Will, I don't.
Does it?
Floor.
I want to see that RSI, bro. That's what I want to see.
You want to see the RSI?
Yeah.
Will seek help.
Here's the 12-hour.
Bro, like, just draw the line across the lows. Let's see it.
I wish we could pull up like a deck screener chart because the Polynex chart is garbage.
From the drop to where we are now. Draw the line.
If you can do the the Rapti chart.
But you don't
Yeah, right there. Uniswap right there. That's it. That's better.
Bro, it's bottomed.
We aped the listing, bro.
It could be bottom, man.
Look at the RSI. It's the same thing on the ETH.
Imagine this, though.
That ain't gonna happen. Look at the strength.
Ain't gonna happen.
You say that with a lot of
happen.
conviction, Will. I don't.
Look, strength is everything, man. Look at strength.
You don't think we can go to negative prices, Will?
No,
Come on, Will. Negative 10? That's on the table.
Look, Capo, calm down. All right? It's not gonna happen.
I mean, I think if you flip the 50 on the 12-hour RSI,
there you go.
Right there.
And that's going to be a big jump too. That's not going to be a little one. I'd say come out to right about where you are right there, Max. Yeah, you'll probably hit that whole shoulder there of that flush.
Yeah, I mean, I could see this level getting tested right here. So I mean, that's a big move from here.
That's a massive move. And look at the
Right
RSI.
here. 200% maybe to retrace that. You know,
This
I
is
wouldn't
why I
say
look
this
at
is for me.
dumpsters.
Like I probably wouldn't touch this. This isn't really my area of expertise, but you know, maybe Will would.
I mean, Max, you can see the bull div. Come on, just draw it out. It's for the people. For the people.
Draw it out for the people.
For the people.
All right, man. I'll draw out your bull divs for you, Will.
There you go. That's your shove spot right there. That is your shove spot.
Yeah, it actually doesn't look bad locally, but I'm not gonna touch it. I don't really play stuff like this. But that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just out of my comfort zone, and I know what I'm an expert at, and it's not this. So I'm acutely aware of my strengths and weaknesses.
You know what chart I think looks fantastic right now, guys? I'm not the first person to mention it, certainly, but I think that it has a lot more to take is Hood. I was really taking a look at that today.
I want to look at Hood, but I want to get to the super chat first. Thank you, L Money, man. Very generous. NMT. I don't have any thoughts on NMT, but I could look at Tau. I do track Tau somewhat.
NMT is a AI layer 1 similar to Tau.
It's on BSC, which is the only reason that I'm not in from like 10 cents, man. And it is unfortunate.
I just didn't see the. I probably would have bought some.
Man.
I have a hard time with Tau because I'm still afraid that it's too expensive. Like, okay, so what I mean with that is that compared to other AI coins, it's sitting at $600, and I'm having a kind of problem that normies just wants to buy something that costs 6 cents instead of $600. I know that it's completely stupid, right? Because
it's not. It's not dumb at all. I've seen people doing 2021.
We've seen that. That's why am I talking about it. Like from my perspective, all I'm looking about is the percentages returns. But the normies, they will look at it and say, hey, I have one AI token that costs 6 cents and I have another one that costs 600. Well, they will not be going through any fundamentals. They'll just say, all right, I'm just throwing money into, these AI coins, and this AI coin costs 6 cents and I can buy 100 of those. And here I can only buy, one. Man, I'm buying 600 of those,
That right there, that mindset is exactly what got Telcoin off the floor in 2021.
Man, man.
That's what's in it, bro. You know what I'm talking about, Tommy. See, Tommy knows. We played the same stuff.
I'm a shitcoiner at heart, Will. Tell was one of my first big wins in the market, ironically enough.
I've been focused here on the timing between Tau and Caspa. Tau actually leads Caspa a little bit, which is just kind of funny and random. So I don't really have a ton of thoughts on Tau besides one, I do agree with Jackus. It seems expensive even if market cap is not. I think that's tough for people to wrap their heads around. But yeah, I mean, I think that it could probably keep moving up. I wouldn't be surprised to see it do something like this and then like bull flag and then move up again. So maybe like deviate this high like this, and then put in a bull flag.
It can keep moving up, but if you think about it, if it just goes, and obviously it's quote unquote just, but if it goes for another 400% from here, it has the same pricing as ETH.
I mean, look at what Yearn did last cycle, Jackus. It was $96,000.
That's true.
Oh yeah, but nobody was looking at Yearn at all. Like Yearn was moving in the background while everybody was looking at other shit. I'll tell you this.
I was looking
too.
at Yearn.
I mean, select people probably were, but not everybody. So Leonardo says, and this is not an attack, guys. So don't attack the audience. I'm not attacking the audience. He says you can get 100 pennies for $1 too, 100%. And when you try to bring logic into an illogical market, it doesn't make sense, right? There comes a point where the market starts saying 2 + 2 is 7, and that's what it's going to start doing really quick once risk starts setting in. Like people just get dumb. They do dumb things in this market. They try and make rational reasons behind why their moonshot's going to play out when it's never going to play out. It's just not. But it doesn't mean that you can't take advantage of the dumb people in the market. I mean, I'll just come out and say it. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, if you think that that's not a play, it's 100. Look, the reason I'm making money in these dumpster fires is because there's a lot of dumb people in the market. And there's going to only be even more of them coming in when the frost settles in. Retail is still kind of sidelined here. They're not even interested right now.
Well, it's absolutely spot on. And I mean, Leonardo is spot on too, right? So he says, exactly, you can get 100 pennies for $1. And we all know that here. But as Will said, this is just the way that retail thinks. And obviously we are retail too, but we are talking now about the absolute normies that are outside of the market right now, and they have not entered yet. And they simply think this way. And we've seen that in the past already play out. So thinking it's not going to happen again is the losing strategy, in my opinion.
We got another super chat. I have to apologize. I don't think I can pull that up. It's too low market cap. I feel like that would maybe be problematic to talk about something that's 20 million market cap. But I would take a look at it privately in Discord, but I don't think I can put that on YouTube. But if you have another ticker that's maybe a little higher market cap, I'd be happy to talk about it. 631 skim.
Yeah, people that typically win at those is just luck a lot of the time. They just point at stuff, say, oh, it says AI, and they get lucky. But like, we're more than willing to discuss it in the Discord. We just don't want to do it live on stream. Doesn't look well.
This comment, Will, do you see this comment? It's so funny. Will the audience attack or?
That's real.
Don't fuck with Will, guys. I'm serious. Come for your neck. All right, yeah. Let's look at ETH Classic. He gives us a new one here.
Is this one that we think pumps after Bitcoin? I mean, this is one that probably pumps after Bitcoin all-time high, right? Like at least the Ethereum Classic pumps that I'm used to. ETC pumps harder than ETH at the right times.
It's
true. Take a look. Let's take a look here.
Not that I've ever caught I think I've caught an Ethereum Classic long like one time in my entire life.
I legit think that Ethereum Classic is exactly at the same point as it was kind of like March 21, maybe. Maybe not March 21. Maybe February 21. All right, February 21.
Some good propaganda there, Max.
So Leonardo, I want to point out real quick. I threw out a live trade yesterday on stream. So you're just a day late. That's all. We're just not going to do that all the time.
He means visually. I think we thought about doing that. By the way, we decided against it.
I mean, these are some crazy moves right here, guys. I mean, it's kind of trading like Doge, where right after Bitcoin makes a new all-time high, it just goes crazy. I'd actually be interested to throw up Doge on top and just see how it moves, because it looks
You'll find a very similar picture, Max.
Yeah.
That's why even Tau and Kaspa is moving kind of the same as you said, and that's why I keep on saying to people that if you are religious about your token, you're not gonna make it, because they move together, kind of.
Do you guys want to know? Oh, go ahead and finish your thought, Jack. Sorry.
I know it's hard to jump in, Will. Sometimes I have it the same. I was just gonna say that sometimes one coin front runs the other. Sometimes we see some differences, but more or less they kind of move the same. So again, it's good to try to find the better horses, the front runners. But at the end of the day, you still want to diversify, you still want to take the profits. That's the way it is.
I mean, this looks identical to Doge. I think what we're seeing here reflected in the chart is when Bitcoin makes a new all-time high, which is these red lines, the red vertical lines. Doge is in gold. ETC is up top. I mean, you're just basically seeing you're seeing peak mania when people just start chasing things that just pump. So would you rather own ETC or Doge? I mean, you could own both, but the charts are freaking identical. Literally look at them, you know?
I just want to point out this one thing, and it's no shade to people that are buying, but like, I would rather buy my neighbor's actively on fire house than buy Doge, just because of the inflation rate is just
Bro,
that
no,
insane.
no,
Will.
hang on, let me cook. That's a misconception. Well, I did a deep fundamental analysis into Doge, and I made a video
I
on it.
know the inflation though.
No, you don't, because you just said
Fundamental or
hyperinflationary.
technical?
Okay, Will, what's the annualized inflation rate of Doge right now then? Because you said you know, so tell me
it
what
was
it is.
roughly I want to say in like 10,000 or something like that a month or something crazy.
It's 3%
or a
per year.
day. I know
It's 3% per year.
Where are you getting 3% per year?
It's
The
3% per
miners
year.
can. Okay, I'll do them. I did the math in 2021.
No,
I'll do it
it's
again
3%
later.
per year, and every single year it's reduced. So there is X amount
Reduced
of.
based on what?
So there's a certain amount based on the blocks per year. There's a certain amount of Doge that is basically rewarded through mining for Doge miners.
Bro,
Okay?
I'm absolutely not buying Doge.
And
when I
that
can
gets
buy
added
anything
on
else.
to the total supply. So if it's here, I don't remember the exact number. I have a video on it. I'll literally pull it up right now, and I'll pull it up.
buy
You're wrong,
Doge
Will.
beta.
I did a dive into this. Let me pull up the
Okay,
video,
all
and we'll
right.
look at it
Well,
right now.
that's fine. That's fine. Look, I'm not buying Doge. I'll buy Doge beta.
Great.
I'll
Let me
buy
show
Doge
you.
NFTs. Doge is infinite and
I did a
forever.
whole
Has zero use
breakdown
case.
on this. Let's find it. Hang on.
If I'm going to buy zero use case, it's going to be really dumpster fire, no use case type coins.
Can you guys hear this or no?
No.
Okay, hang on.
No.
Let me find it.
I'm gonna pull up.
Hang on. It's right here.
I
Doge
don't
is
think
not
it's 3% at all.
hyperinflationary. I addressed this point from Doge fudders like you will. Okay.
Bro, nobody buys Doge.
Will, you're not gonna want to die on this hill, brother. I'm just gonna say it now.
I mean, there's a solid uptrend, but like no. What are you gonna buy Doge for? What are you using it for?
What are you using anything for? It's
All right,
all
I've got it, Will.
vapor. I mean,
I just watched the video.
Brutal savage.
There's about 5 billion Doge freed up every year through Doge mining, and then adjusted for the current total
5
circulating
billion.
supply. Yeah, but look at the supply, Will. Look at the supply, Will. So you add on 5 billion Doge roughly that are mined every year, and it's adding on currently about 3.25% extra. So the inflation rate of Doge is 3.25% per year, but 10 years from now, it's going to be like less than 1%, because that 5 billion per year, as the total circulating supply grows, becomes a much smaller percentage. So you're wrong. It's not hyperinflationary.
It's still
It was hyperinflationary.
It's
It was hyperinflationary in the beginning.
max.
Because the total available supply was not that much. You're fudding.
3%, no, 3%, 4%, 5%, 6%. It's all higher than more inflation. Doesn't matter.
You said
10 years
Doge
doesn't
was
matter either.
hyperinflationary, Will.
It's higher than normal inflation. That's hyperinflationary.
No, dude. Okay.
Normal inflation is 2%.
All you should say is just, I was wrong. I misspoke on something that I didn't research. I was wrong. That's it. You're wrong on that.
Facts.
It's not hyperinflationary. I
Oh,
won't back down. I did the
Look,
research.
you can define hyperinflationary however you want. I don't
Bro,
define it anything
who
above the
would
normal range
consider
of inflation.
3.25% annualized inflation to be hyperinflationary?
Who set the 2% bar?
No, hang on. Hyperinflationary is
discussion. I can see the
50%
writing
or
on the
more
wall.
a month.
This is end of discussion.
Just
We're not
Google
gonna
it.
go into
Literally
this,
Google it.
Look,
What did
you
you
can go
say?
into it all you want. There's no reason to buy Doge. Absolutely none.
What?
What do you mean what?
Bro,
I
I
would
mean,
buy
you're
Pepe
literally not
before I buy
making
Doge.
you're not making sense. I've just presented you with a very, very sound technical thesis as to why it absolutely makes sense to buy Doge.
Again, Doge,
Look at this chart.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the same gains.
No, it's not. It's not even close to the same game.
I said gains. gains.
No, it's also not. It's not even close.
What's your gain percentage that you're shooting for on Doge?
13x from here at least minimum.
Oh, okay, 13x. My bad. So it's a little bit more.
That's a good return, man.
That's a great return. Yeah. What?
Bro, I'm expecting way more from the shit that I'm in. Way more.
Yeah, but you can't size into the shit that you're talking about like you can with something.
Oh,
like
I can.
Doge,
I've
man.
been sizing into it for
Nah,
almost a
you
whole
can't,
year.
dude. You can't.
Mm-mm.
You could throw $500 at some microcap shitcoin, but you can't throw 6-7 figures at something that you're talking about. You know, some of these microcaps, you can't.
Mog was sitting roughly around 10 mil when I got in. The liquidity was over $1 million. You could easily come in with 10, 20K. Easily come in with that size and not even move the chart. Pepe, same thing. You can come in with 20, 30, 40, 50K and not even move the chart. I mean, I can go on for days on all these different coins that you're not going to move the chart on that have way more exponentials than Dogecoin. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not my cup of tea. That's all. Like, the X's just aren't there. The inflationary rate against that, on top of that, is just not my cup of tea.
Well, what's the inflation rate of MOG? I'm curious, since 3.25 is
It's zero. It's zero. All of the circulating supply is already in.
Will, do you know what the inflation rate of Bitcoin is right now? I'm just curious.
The inflationary rate of Bitcoin is zero. It has a cap.
No, that's not true. What is the inflation rate of Bitcoin? It's not
It
zero.
has an overall, yes, I get it. It has the halving and stuff like that, but it's deflationary, if anything.
No, it is
Cycle
not.
by
Bitcoin
cycle.
is inflationary. It's very slightly inflationary until there's no more Bitcoin halvings. What's the inflation
By
rate
what,
of Bitcoin?
like 0.01?
No, what's
Like,
the inflation rate of Bitcoin, Will?
bro, it's not even touching Doge. They're not even in the same category. I don't even know why we're having this discussion.
I mean, Bitcoin's inflation rate is around 2%, give or take. I think just under.
So it's the same rate as regular inflation.
Also, no.
Regular inflation is 2%. What are you talking about?
No, it's not. What's headline
What is
right
it?
now?
That's the target. Headlines at like 3.1 or 3.2.
That's the nominal. That's the nominal. It's not the target. It's the nominal. It means majority of the time it stays around that, roughly in that range. It can obviously fluctuate when you go into super bear cycles and so on and so forth. Like we get a 9%. I think 2000. It's roughly every decade you will get a raise in inflation. Once every decade.
Well, listen, I like Doge. I'm fine with a minimum 13x from here. I think it's the easiest 10x in crypto. I've said that publicly. I've been doing analysis and research on it from a technical and fundamental perspective for months now. And the thesis is beginning to play out as we're seeing an early rotation into Doge, clearly, based on it being up almost 10% on the day, right as Bitcoin marks up to 57K and pressures the all-time high, as expected. I'm not spooked by a minuscule 3.25% annualized inflation rate that is programmed to drop every single year. I don't think it's a problem at all. And, I think they're doing some interesting things. And, you got Doge ordinals, Doge, NFTs, DRC20s, a
I'm in those.
whole new functionality added to the Doge chain, which has been around for a decade. It's older than Ethereum. It's proof of work. Its effective, risk of rug is zero, unlike some of these new coins. So, it's something that serious investors can size into, and they can make a sound thesis around, even if it's a silly name, but it's the Bitcoin of meme coins. So
Look,
I'm just trying to help, man. Like I've done a lot of research into this. Like, I think you ought to give it a second look. That's all I'm saying.
Look, I'll put it like this. If you're talking top 10, I'm talking not interested. All right, I'll put it that way. If that makes it easier. Anything within the top 10 category of market caps, I'm just not interested. It's not something I want to dabble in. I dealt with this in 2020 to 2021. I made my money through doing exactly what I'm doing. Exactly what I'm doing. And that's just being retarded and coming in here and buying into shit that just doesn't look right. And
all right, that's fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that, I'm looking at large caps, and I'm trying to play these rotations, and I feel confident that I
I
can.
think that's the disconnect though. Is like you are playing the large cap. I'm not. I'm playing everything but the large caps. And that's
All right,
why
that's
I
fine.
look at these and I'm like, when because the thing is that I would have never gotten to where I'm at today if I would have played the large caps. Would have never happened. Absolutely never happened. I mean, even Tommy, he's whenever I talk certain things, he understands what I'm talking about because he knew the exponentials that you could make in those plays. It was absolute insanity. And I think like if people are smart enough, again, it takes a certain mindset. If you're smart enough, you could turn 10K into a million real easily. A lot of people are coming in here looking to turn 100K into a million. I'm looking to come in here and flip this market like no other. That's the way that I like to play this market. Like I come in here with high risk at the riskiest ends of the curve.
Hey, you guys keep going, keep arguing about Doge. That's fine. I gotta go catch this plane
But we're
now.
not arguing
So,
about those
No.
anymore. We're just
I
talking
gotta
about
go catch a plane, boys.
But
It
we
already
are
stopped
going to
at
call it
4,
here.
so
Huh?
We are
It
going
already
to call it here anyways. This is a
Oh,
good
okay.
place to call it.
Max, there was a few comments that we may want to address before we end up.
Which ones, Jackus? You want to throw them up?
First of all, I can't read the private chat. Second, I wanted to interact with the community more, but we actually have lots of comments today. So there were some that got missed. By the way, guys, if you have a question, right, and we don't answer it, because sometimes we are cooking, as you have seen right now. Be sure to don't be shy in a polite way to remind yourself, right? Like, don't be like, hey guys, I've already asked this question. No,
Yeah.
just say just say, hey guys, I was asking, maybe you didn't see it, whatever can happen. But if we don't answer your questions, it's all right that you remind yourself, and we are happy to interact with you.
Yeah, sometimes things get heated, but it's all love. We just missed some of the comments, but yeah, let's see. Just playing around. Pepe's ripping again. All right.
the thing.
Morty
The thing.
says, but if you have BB guys, I know that nothing is certain in the market, and I'm not asking for guarantees. But if you have to name 2 or 3 coins that you think for now, for sure, we'll go ×2 or ×3 in the next 12 months. Majors, what do you think of Fetch AI? I don't know if I have an opinion on Fetch AI. But I mean, my portfolio is largely concentrated in like Pepe, Caspa, ETH. I mean, those are probably the big ones. Compi Pandas, some of the stuff we talk about on a daily basis. But I don't have an opinion on Fetch.
I can give an idea on Fetch. So first of all, it's an AI coin. It's like when Max was talking that Deutsch is basically the index for meme coins. Then Fetch is kind of the index for AI coins. It's looking really great. The market structure is very bullish. Lots of nice supports below us. It's reminding me of AVE very early on in the cycle in 2019-20 or something. So I think, although it may gonna spend some time here reaccumulating, that's possible. Something similar it has done from since December to February, but then I would expect further upside. It has obviously just hit the all-time high, so again, the reaccumulation is possible. But the AI narrative is very strong in general. It's not a bubble. The AI is a huge effectivity growth on itself, like the internet was, right? And people should not be fading the AI narrative at all. You may not understand it, right? You may think whatever, but it's kind of the same as with crypto. People do not understand it, but lots of good things will pop out of it, just like with AI. So do not fade it, in my opinion.
Max, before we close out, can I just say something really fast?
Yeah, of course, Will.
Just so you guys know, me and Max, we banter from time to time. It's not an argument. It's not a hey, you're right, I'm wrong type scenario. We discuss it back and forth, try and come to a logical, in between and move on from it. The thing I want to point out though is because a couple people in the comments are like, and I'm attacking our comments people. Um, we're basically stating that you like gambling. Just admit you like gambling. All trading, all investing is gambling. You are betting on market go up. It's just a percentage play of luck of whether or not it does or doesn't. And some things have a higher hit rate than others. Others have a less hit rate than what you're looking at. And so, regardless of when people say that, it's the dumbest comment you can make. All investing is a gamble. There is risk to go to zero on anything. If Nvidia goes and closes their door tomorrow, every investor is screwed. That's all. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, no, man. I got nothing but love and respect for Will, man. We just like to go at it. It's a good exercise, We have fun here on YouTube. It's a great time. But yeah, I mean it's it's just fun, guys, We love debating the market. That's it. We're both opinionated guys. It's that simple, It's that simple. But he's not gambling either, man. I've seen Will hit some absolute baggers on stuff that I wouldn't even consider touching, like not even close, man. And that's because that's his area of expertise. That's just not what I do. I don't pretend to be an expert at that, not at all. But I would consider myself to be borderline expert with other things in trading and investing, and it's just not micro caps and stuff like that. So, again, nothing but love. I love debating with Will. It's fun.
Yeah, to further answer the question, by the way, obviously there are no for sure's, right? Like we cannot tell for sure, but we do. In general, we do expect the whole market, the crypto market. If we were to look at the total, we do expect it to 4x, 5x at least from here, like the whole total market. So, and as I always say, Jordi, it's we are bullish until the market tells us otherwise, which is probably the best. And then looking for something like, can it 2x? Sure. Can it 20x? Possible too. You're just bullish until you see the market telling you otherwise. This is what I would say.
Yeah. Great point. All right, guys, I think we're going to call it here. Guys, thanks so much for being here. As always, this is Market Check brought to you by Because Bitcoin. Guys, please consider liking the stream before you leave, and also consider subscribing if you are new here, guys. Greatly appreciate your support. We are live Monday through Friday at 10:55 a.m. Eastern time. The rest of this week will be different, though, because we're going to ETH Denver. So we'll post our schedule in the community tab just to let you guys know. But the rest of this week will be a little bit different because we have a conference to go to. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for being here. Check out the first link in the description below. Ooh, I still have this up, guys. Hang on, don't leave yet. If you've wanted to try out the Discord and also get early access to BB Terminal, use code Pepe. It's across the bottom of the screen. I think there might be one redemption left, maybe two. I haven't checked. It gives you half off your first month. It's only available for today. And again, I only allowed 7 people to do it. So I think there might be like a couple spots left. You get 50% off your first month. Access into our Discord where we do 2 hours of private live voice calls every single day. We share all of our active positions and premium analysis that we don't talk about here on YouTube or on Twitter. You will definitely love it. And again, prices are going up a lot very, very soon. So right around the Bitcoin halving, right before we drop BB Terminal, prices are going up exponentially. So not only can you get it now, just for today, if you use this code, very limited code, Pepe, at checkout using the link in the description below. Use code Pepe at checkout. You will get into our Discord, which is kick-ass, and you will absolutely find the value in it. It should pay for itself in a couple hours of being in there. You will see very quickly. And then you will also be grandfathered in to use BB Terminal with your current membership. So anyways, with that said, there might be a couple left. So check it out. Pepe at the bottom, link in the description below. let's kick it over to Tommy to say a final farewell.
All right, guys. Yeah, no, another great show, everybody. like you guys can probably see, we have a lot of fun on this show. We do a lot of joking, a lot of bantering, and kind of everything in between. But yeah, thanks for spending your Tuesday morning with us, or afternoon, of course, depending on where you are located in the world. As always, we appreciate your continued support of our brand, guys. If you haven't hit the like button, we'd love if you could hit that on the way out. Real quickly, just to touch on some of our programming. Market Check, of course, will return tomorrow. Oh, actually, wait. I take that back. Max already touched on our programming here for the next week or so with ETH Denver. So, yeah, we'll kind of play it by ear and see how it goes. But I'm really looking forward to hanging out with the team, and we're going to be, I'm sure, doing some steakhouses, skiing as well. So yeah, it's going to have a little bit of everything. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys, of course, as always, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Thanks.
Before we shut down real quick, one of my buddies just market bought 100K of a call I made.
Was it Doge?
I was like, why did you do that? I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. This dude could end up being really rich on that. But let's go. Let's go.
All right, guys. Take care.